Hello guys, welcome back to Modern Dentures. In this video I'm going to be fitting a full denture. We've done the impressions, the bites, the try-ins. I would have liked to have filmed the try-in last time, but I forgot to get all my cameras ready, so it was a little bit late. And basically what we did, when I put the try-in in, it was just a little bit heavy on one side. I think it was the left side. So all I did was heat that side on the lower, I think it was. Doesn't really matter which one you do, but just one of the dentures, just hold it, suspend it in the bottle warmer in the hot water for 15-20 seconds, just until the wax softens up a little bit. You don't want to soften it up too much, but just enough. Put it back in the patient's mouth, get them to close together, and then it will just fine tune that bite where it's a little bit heavy. Just close the teeth down a little bit. And as long as it is only a little bit, you can do that. You do have to be careful. Some patients might sort of bite down really hard and then squash it and distort it. But generally most people understand, and they just sort of like close until it just touches. And then you just sort of push the denture a little bit, push the wax just to make sure. Take it out, cool it down, put it back in, and then just check the bite and make sure that it's touching on both sides and the patient can feel it's quite even on both sides. So that's what we did. So today we're going to be fitting the dentures. So hopefully, because we did that on the try-in appointment, we shouldn't have to do too much spotting of the teeth on this appointment. So with this one, the lower, it does look like it might be a little bit overextended, so I might have to reduce that down a little bit, but I'll show you how we check that in the mouth. Top one looks perfect, doesn't look overextended at the moment. Obviously I'll be checking that in the mouth as well. One thing that I do before I put the dentures in is I just checking that there's no sort of sharp areas in the palate, no little bits that are, you know, not been finished off properly. Sometimes you might get like a little air bubble in the plaster. That little air bubble fills with acrylic, and then on the fitting surface it will look like a little ball, and you just need to make sure that the lab haven't missed any of those and that they're removed. I'll pop this lower one in. If you keep your lips nice and relaxed for me. And if I put pressure on there, is that digging in anywhere? No. And what I'm doing is just extending the lips there just to see if the denture's lifting up as I do it, and if it does, then we know that there's an overextension and to trim it down, which we did do this when it was in wax, and there was a couple of areas that I trimmed down. But sometimes after I've done that, the lab might then, when they're sealing it down, add that wax back on. Just put your tongue on the roof of your mouth for me, that's it. And again, we do that just to see if the denture's lifting up, which it isn't, which is good. And top one. The other thing you're checking is that post stamp isn't too deep as well, because if it's a bit too big you might want to trim it down before you try it in. And if I press, is that digging in anywhere? No. If your other one's worn down, it might feel a little bit strange. So what we're looking at first of all, if you do that, is it hitting both sides at the same time? Yeah.
It seems to hit, it's hitting there first.
On those bits, on those front teeth, yeah, okay. So just close together for me. So what I'm doing, I'm holding that denture in place. So sometimes when we occlude, if there's a cusp hitting, you might hit one cusp first and then sort of slide, and then you get that sort of movement of the denture. We'll just have a little look with the blue paper and check the bite. So if you can click your teeth together again, where you can feel it, if it feels a little bit strange, sort of bite in that area like this. So, and then sort of grind your teeth a little bit side to side. That's it. And then open. And I'm just going to do that side as well. So same again. I'm going to do the lower. So as you can see, so we're hitting all the way along here on this side. On this one, it's just hitting that one tooth, and I think that's probably what's upsetting it. So ever so lightly, I just dust around the surface of those teeth. We're not really removing too much, it's just a fraction, but we keep going in, we keep doing this until we get more balance. So we'll do the same again. So if you just click together for me. Again, it's very similar. area. So generally, if the bite is heavy on one side, you tend to adjust the opposite side, just reduce the length of the teeth down. However, if it's just a little bit and you can't actually see that there's a gap between the teeth, but the patient can feel more pressure, sometimes you have to do both sides. If the bite's too heavy one side, sometimes it can push down and it pushes the pressure onto the other side of the denture, which is where the patient can then feel it, and it might feel like the bite's heavy on the opposite side to what it really is. That doesn't usually happen, but it is worth bearing that in mind. So same again, and open, and close together for me, and open. This is the other thing as well, when you're adjusting the bite, if it's a full, you can take it off the upper or the lower denture. Doesn't really matter, but my rule is generally take a little bit off of both is better. However, when you're doing partials, it's a little bit different. So, for example, if you've got a part lower denture and a full upper denture, then you'll want to just take it off the full upper denture. It's generally better than taking it off the lower denture, because the lower denture will be set to the height of the other teeth. So you don't want to upset that occlusal height unless it's obvious on there that one of the teeth has become a little bit longer and needs to be brought down level with all the other teeth. And close together for me. How does that feel at the moment? Does that feel better?
That feels okay, just feels like a mouthful of teeth.
Yeah, it will feel like, I mean, with new dentures, they do tend to feel like they're a huge mouthful, but especially if the other ones, the old ones, if you've had them a long time and the teeth have worn down quite a lot, it's going to feel like a huge difference. But it looks pretty good, so I've adjusted them a little bit. I don't like to adjust them too much at this stage, because over the next sort of few hours they will bed in a little bit. Even over the next couple of days they'll be adjusting a little bit. So if I go too heavy on one side and then they bed in, and next week they might then have to do the other side. Yeah. And once you've been wearing them for a few days, you'll get used, they won't feel like such a mouthful. It's because they're new and the teeth are in new position, etc. But if they're still, if that bite, you know, changes over the next week on the aftercare appointment, I can always just tweak them a little bit more. Okay. Have a little look.
They look good, don't they?
They look good, don't they? Look really nice. Yeah, I'm really pleased.
And they feel, I can feel like every certain deposit, it feels lovely.
They look lovely as well.
They feel like they belong.
Yeah. So what I always say with speech is, for most people, it would take a couple of days, but it can take a couple of weeks sometimes, especially with the S's. You know, it might sound like you're hissing a little bit, and that's quite normal. Right. Now, obviously, with new dentures, especially full dentures like this, they're just sat on soft tissue, so it's very likely that they are going to rub a little bit. Okay, that is normal. It's not because they've been made wrong, it's just the soft tissue sometimes is a little bit thinner over the bone in some areas than others, where it's a bit thicker, and so so you get those little bits that might rub. But that's what your next appointment's for. So if they do start rubbing, don't persevere with it, just go back to your old ones, but put them in a day or so before you do to see me, so I can see where it's rubbing. Right, don't take them out and then leave them out and then come in, because if I can see it, it makes it a lot easier for me to adjust it. If you just say, oh, it was up here somewhere, you know, it's like, it's usually literally a millimetre or something. I always say it's a little bit like a new pair of shoes. So if you buy a new pair of shoes and they start rubbing, if you keep them on, you're going to get a blister, and then it's going to pop and it's going to be very painful. Take them off for a few days, the skin sort of toughens up a little bit, and then when you put them back on, they're okay. And it's exactly the same principle with dentures. So if you did leave them out for a few days and you put them back in when you come to see me, you might find they didn't even rub anymore, just because the skin sort of toughened up. Pass me your old ones, we'll pop those in a box for you. Obviously keep hold of these. If you go into hospital, wear your old ones, because they've got a habit of losing them. If you go on holiday, take them with you, just in case you break a tooth or something. The most important thing is the cleaning instructions. So I always say don't soak them in anything for more than 10 minutes, because especially something like Sterident, which has just got a lot of bleach in it. This one, Nitrodene. Good thing about this, it's antifungal and it's antiviral as well as antibacterial. So it's like it's an all-round one. It doesn't have too much bleaching agent in it as well, so it potentially doesn't do as much damage as like a Sterident tablet. But again, just 10 minutes, but with this, just twice a week is enough. Whereas
Right.
Steridents tend to do it every day. So the fact that you're not using it as often as well means that it's a lot better for the dentures. You can do it just once a week as well, because this isn't really cleaning, it's just about disinfecting them, just to get rid of the germs and things like that. Twice a day with a toothbrush with denture cream.
Right.
Don't use toothpaste because that's abrasive, so that scratch the dentures.
Okay.
So yeah, just use the denture cream twice a day. That will keep them all nice and shiny, and then that'll stop the plaque building up on them.
Thank you very much.
Hi guys, thanks for watching the video. Yeah, I hope you found that useful. It was a pretty straightforward one. With the full dentures, you nearly always need to do a little bit of adjustment on the occlusal surface, but not too bad, especially if, as I said, when you do the try-in, you're checking that bite and you're just softening the wax a little bit, just enough so that it's pushing them into a better occlusion. You do have to be careful with it. As I say, some patients, they'll just crunch down on it. And you can usually tell, you know, if you get say somebody put it in their mouth and say, just bite together for me, and then probably don't soften it, or yeah, soften it very lightly. You can do it with a wax knife or a cron, something like that, and then you're heating it up in the induction heater and you're just softening the wax around the tooth. I sometimes do that if I can see it's one tooth which is causing the problem, then I might do it that way. But generally, I find it better to warm just one side of the denture, either the upper or the lower, and then just put it in the patient's mouth, just get them to close together very lightly. I don't use the word bite together because then I posture, so I just say, just relax your jaw, close together lightly for me, feel it contact, and then just put a little bit of pressure on it, and then they just put that little bit of pressure and it will just shift the teeth slightly and just straighten that bite out. When you then take that out, check it on the model. Sometimes what will happen is the palate, where it's soft, if you've done it on the top, for example, sometimes that palate might just push a little bit, which is fine, but then you just need to push it back into place. Maybe check it back in the mouth, make sure you've not altered the bite again. If you leave it like that, so if you bite it and then the denture distorts a little bit and it's not sitting on the model properly, what might happen when it goes back to the lab, they might look at it and go, oh, it's bent, and bend it back, undoing all the good work that you've just done. Don't do that. Yeah, so just make sure that the wax is adapted down to the models and that there's no sort of distortion there. You tend to see it on the uppers because the palate will sort of like lift off of the palate, but on the lowers it might not be so evident, and the denture sometimes twists a little bit. It might twist outwards or it might twist inwards. So you might have to manipulate it a little bit. Sometimes I'll just warm it up, manipulate it back down, push the teeth sort of roughly where I think they should be. I'll put it back in, get the patient to close again, just check everything's all right. If it does it the same again, it's sort of pushing the teeth and then there's a bit of a gap there, just flood some of the wax in or soften the wax in that area and push it back into position, and then just let the technician know that you've changed the bite. That's the most important thing, because otherwise if they just chuck it back on the Arctic after they've processed it and then it looks like the bite's now open on one side because it's the bite from before you've altered it, then they might grind all the teeth down to close the bite down to close that gap up, and then when you get it you'll be doing lots of adjustments because they've messed it up. As I say, I hope you found that one useful. Please just like this video. If you don't want to subscribe, fine, don't bother, but if you like it, at least this video gets shown to more people that then might find it useful who want to subscribe. It really does help, especially with a small channel like this. I'm trying to reach as many people as possible, and it's just YouTube's algorithms. If nobody likes it, even if they found it useful but then don't like it, it won't be shown to anybody else. So if you could do that for me, appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.